G'day guys, today we're going to talk about gearing. I get these questions a lot. What gear should I buy? What gear shouldn't I buy? So I'm going to go through it, my take on it. A lot of people will disagree, but I believe this will help the majority of the community deciding what gear I should be aiming for on the marketplace and what gear should I be investing into upgrading further without making a critical mistake. And when I say critical mistake, I just mean that you're going to be spending more time replacing that piece of gear in the future should you wish to make a change.
Lookums, RNG Unleashed.
Right, so you've found a piece on the marketplace and you think, oh great, this is cheap, what I want to buy, perfect, fantastic. Now there's two important things you need to consider. One, what jewelry are you going to be using on your class? So for example, I'm a mage. I knew that I was going to be using a horde necklace with a Desert Song ring. So I know that I need 9 red and 9 white to make those jewelry live or activated with the effects. So I knew that I needed to have those colors. So you might need green or yellow. The biggest thing I could say is make sure you buy a piece that's either 1, unveiled or it's ruined, so you know what colors that you're going to be getting, or 2, it starts with the color that you're chasing, right? So if it starts with the color that you're chasing and it's sensible in price, fantastic. The other rule of thumb is if it starts with the color and it's sensible in price but has a low roll, you might want to consider unveiling it straight away after you purchase it because it's cheap. And if the colors aren't what you're looking for, relist. Obviously, you're going to lose the 30k star seeds that you invested, as well as probably a little bit of the item value because obviously you don't want it. Someone else probably definitely doesn't want it. So you might be stuck losing, generally depending on the item, around 50 to 80k seeds, which is not that bad considering that if you invest your money increasing this item and then realizing that you didn't hit the colors that you wanted, you're in a much worse off position. Now, I've gone into the marketplace looking for examples for these runes and what you should be aiming for. So I'm going to use me as an example. I've found this Robe of Annihilation on the marketplace. It's a great roll, 22.5 crit damage, fantastic. Yes, I want it kind of thing. And that's what you'll be thinking as well. Starts with a red, Luke, so why shouldn't I buy it? Right. There's one thing to consider with this. You've got a decent sized roll. It started with red, it's gone into 2 yellows, and it's a white at the end. Now, I can't stress this enough. If you don't plan on rushing this to Mythic, this purchase is a bad purchase. Why is it a bad purchase? Because this piece will only serve you 1 red. You're better off going forward and looking for something like this. Now, it's 19.5, but at least you've got white and red to legendary. The last red you can go, all right, once I have enough star seeds, I'm in a position to invest to get it to Mythic. Fantastic. You lost, 3% crit damage. Not the end of the world, but this is a better purchase than purchasing that one for 700,000 star seeds and not seeing that investment till later down the line. Now, this is going to be person to person basis, but this is the exact example of what you should be watching out for and what you need to think about once you've made this purchase. You go, yes, it's mad roll, it started with red, fantastic, but wait a minute, I'm not gonna have 1 million or 2 million star seeds, whatever it's gonna take, right? It might take you 500k, it's just an example, to go for Mythic. So you gotta really consider these purchases. I get these ones a lot where people are like, yes, I've just won the lotto kind of thing, that everyone's all excited, and then they forget to realize that you have to go to Mythic for that last slot, which might be the determining factor of getting your jewelry activated. So that's a real kick in the teeth, I suppose. I was gonna say balls, but anyway, real kick in the teeth. So just consider that as well. Now, the last thing I'm going to talk about just with upgrading this real quick video is what weapons do I need to purchase? Do I need A grade weapons? Do I need B grade weapons? Again, another question that comes up a hell of a lot of the time. To be fair, you should be aiming for A weapons. To be fair. Doesn't necessarily mean that you can't do the content with B grade gear, legendary +4, +5, mythic +1, whatever. There's plenty of people that run endgame content or endgame content, what we have currently right now, with B grade mythic pieces +1. Shit, I do. Fact, I do. I use my ancient wand. I like the crit damage. I like the crit multiplier for mages specifically. There's all these other ideas, assault wands, avatar wands, things like that. I do have an avatar wand, but anyway, going off track. But the thing is that you shouldn't be deterred to say, oh my god, I'm going to dump my B grade weapon because it's going to give me less attack than an A grade, which it does. For the main reason of I want an A grade weapon because I'm going to be doing XYZ. You really don't need to. If you want to get your gear score up with your gear, even that's a better option, depending on what your current gear score is. So if people are struggling with gear score, by all means, don't worry about the A weapon just yet. Focus on your gear. Get your gear to legendary +2, +3. Focus on your A's, swap out your B's. You know, those are the things you really got to consider. When do you start swapping into A's? Look, if you're around the 26 mark and you're getting your daily seeds, it might be better to suffer for a week or two. Start swapping out your B grade pieces into A, so all the investment that you do with your armor goes into that. So for example, between a B grade suit and an A grade suit is 13 gear score base. So by suffering for 3-4 days in order to farm up those star seeds, you're better off making that choice. So that is another thing to consider. I would say once B grades get to +1 legendary, specifically for armor here, stop, swap them out into A's, move on. Okay, that's just something else that you got to really strongly consider, because you will be hindering your gear score as you get further into the game, and eventually you will have to make that change into A's. So just keep that in mind as well. Guys, I hope this video was enlightening enough, just basically explaining what to look out for purchasing on the marketplace, what runes to aim for, how I should be upgrading my gear as I progress in the game. And basically for people not to freak out about like being behind the curve. There really isn't much of a curve right now because we really don't have the hard content to, you know, continue on with right now. So even if your gear or your weapons is not at the pinnacle where it needs to be, you don't need to stress. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to like, subscribe, follow all the rest of it. Join us on Twitch daily from 9 PM till late. We're always there, always happy to help the community and run things with you guys. So if you need help, feel free to pop on, and we'll see you soon.